In this video, we decided to do something we haven't done since we arrived in Valencia, Spain almost a year ago. We rented a car. We piled our luggage and these two beautiful girls into it and took our first Spanish road trip heading down to the Costa Blanca. Our destination was a town that was pretty high on our list when we were considering potential locations to call home. It is known for its pebbled beaches with crystal clear blue water, its charming old town with its floral walls and whitewashed homes, and its iconic blue domed church that sits upon a hill and overlooks the Mediterranean. Join us as we take you along for a visit to the beautiful town of Altea.
Listos?
Vamonos.
Alrighty, so I decided to do something that I've been meaning to do since we got here. I haven't driven a car in 11 months since we got to Valencia, Spain. I've been feeling a little confident since I've been taking my driving lessons. I really haven't gotten behind the wheel of any vehicle at all, just reading the manuals. So this is our first trip. We're going to Altea. I'm gonna go pick up the wife and the kids. Let's see how this goes. So we went ahead and rented this little Audi A3 and 2 car seats for 3 days for a grand total of €232 with tax included. The car drove well and the scenery on the drive was quite nice. One thing I didn't like about the car was the fact that it would detect the speed limit signs we passed and would make a ringing sound when I went 5 kilometers over the speed limit. I got the weird sense that the vehicle was calling the authorities on me. Aside from that, once we left Valencia, it was pretty much a drive south along the coast, and it was mostly agricultural towns and mountains for the next hour and a half. The Spanish highways along this drive were in great condition, with road signs that were very clear and easy to follow. Our girls provided the in-car entertainment, and after a short drive, we arrived in Altea. We were happy to get to Altea, and Sue was quite relieved that I was able to get us there safely. We rented a home in the Casco Antiguo part of Altea, and as soon as you walk into the old part of town, it immediately feels like you've been transported back to another time. Everything was whitewashed homes with antique wooden doors, Arab tiles that covered the roofs, and black bars over the windows. The whole neighborhood was connected via a maze of cobblestone streets and narrow alleyways that were actually enjoyable to get lost in. All roads in the old town will eventually lead you into the Plaza de la Iglesia. It is a large open plaza surrounded by cafes and restaurants serving delicious tapas and foods of all sorts. It is also where you'll find yourself in the shadow of La Iglesia de Nuestra Señora del Consuelo, a grand church with 2 emblematic domes covered in blue and white glazed tiles. The old town sits atop a hill, so anytime you come upon an open space, you'll find yourself in absolute awe by the landscape that surrounds you. We walked up and down the countless stone stairs as we explored this exquisite old town. It seemed like at the end of every passageway and around every corner there was something beautiful to just soak in and admire. The colors of the ocean water, which went from turquoise to varying shades of blue. The lush green, purple, and violet vegetation that stood in stark yet complementary contrast to the white walls of the town. After a couple of hours of taking in the town, we decided to stop in a local restaurant for lunch, and we ended our meal in the best way possible, with a Spanish chupito. Spain is the only place we have been to where they place the bottles at your table and let you serve yourself. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. After our meal, we went back to our rental to properly unpack and see what the home had to offer. It was a perfect little home right next to the Plaza de la Iglesia, and it had everything we needed. A comfortable TV area where the kids could relax, a kitchen, 2 comfortable bedrooms, and what seemed like never-ending staircases. But the true highlight of this property was its terrace. It had a hammock swing that was more entertaining to our girls than anything else in Altea, and a spacious and comfortable seating area where Sue and I sat down and thanked our lucky stars that we are fortunate enough to be where we were. It reminded us that experiences like this one, our little family, together in this incredible place, is the main reason why we moved to Spain in the first place. After a bit of relaxing, our girls walked us to a restaurant where they had already made a good friend, Carmen. Hola.
Uy, son mis amigas, ¿verdad? Ya me he ido a casa.
There was a good breeze off the ocean, so our girls asked for a blanket while we dined, but the signs of fatigue were starting to show. We went for a short paseo after dinner, and that pretty much culminated our first day in Altea. The following day, we woke to a beautiful sunny Spanish morning with a light breeze off the water. We left our rental and went off to explore some more. It was Sunday, so the church was open and its interior was nothing short of spectacular. We continued down the cobblestone streets, passing shops and restaurants of all sorts. Seeing as it was still May, there was a decent amount of tourists in the town, but nothing overwhelming. Altea is a town that you will want to walk through over and over again. It feels as if you've left modern life behind as you stroll through its streets and take in the sights. There are pieces of art to be found in open spaces that offer some of the best views. We sat at a cafe in the Plaza de la Iglesia for an almuerzo, where the girls had their tostadas con aceite y tomate, and I enjoyed un bocadillo de tortilla y un doble de cerveza. We had to get our energy up for our planned trek down to the beach. We packed up our umbrellas, towels, and toys and headed straight down. Stairs, stairs, and more stairs. You really can't get lost if you're staying in the old town. If you want to go to the beach, you go down any staircase you find. If you want to get back to the old town, you just go up any staircase you come across. It's just that simple. You eventually come to cross a modern-looking street, you round a corner, and you're there. The beachfront has a large, spacious promenade full of restaurants and shops. We made our way toward the water and encountered a beach unlike anything we have ever been to. A completely rocky beach made up of rounded, smooth pebbles and stones. It made anchoring our umbrellas in the ground a little more challenging, but once I had everything set up for Sue and the girls, it was time for me to jump in. The water was cold and perfect. The only time we swam in water that was these shades of blue was along the Riviera Maya in Mexico. The water seemed to have a higher concentration of salinity because it tasted saltier and it seemed easier to float in. There was a steep drop underwater, so the depth increases quickly. The key to enjoying this beach is having the right shoes. Water shoes will do just fine, just don't be like me. I brought some water shoes with us on the trip, but I left them at the rental when we left for the beach. Did I go back and get them? Oh no. Like any hard-headed man, I suffered my way through the day walking along the rocks. Now they are smooth rocks to be sure, but no less forgiving on the feet. To be honest, the view was so beautiful, the water so perfect, and the moment with my family so precious that my feet were the last thing on my mind. Oh, and the fact that you don't have to worry about being sandy is also a huge plus. But of course, after a couple of hours on the beach, the ladies in my life started to get hungry, so it was time to find food before I got myself attacked by 3 hungry ladies.
Wow. This is the Hungry Wife vlog. It's 2:13 and my husband hasn't fed me.
All you men know how dangerous a position I'm in right now. With a hungry wife. It's before this video turns sour. And she attacks me. Oh, you guys might like to see that, right? Live action. Ah!
We walked back up to the promenade from the beach to find some well-placed seating areas, a dog park, artwork, and even a kid's playground. We settled on a sushi restaurant and enjoyed our meal. Shortly afterward, we gathered our belongings for our trek back up the hill. Honestly, it's worth coming to Altea just for the leg workout, and it makes you feel less guilty about all the extra calories you'll be intaking while you're there. Once cleaned up, we got our girls some dessert and went for one last nighttime paseo before bed. The next morning, we woke to catch the early sunrise. We wanted to make the most out of our last day in Altea, so we walked. And we walked. And we walked. We tried to absorb as much of the picturesque life this village has to offer. We made our way back down to the beach to breathe in the ocean air and walk the promenade one last time. Altea is a true gem on the Costa Blanca of Spain. Its combination of beautiful beaches, time-suspending Old Town, and its welcoming people make it a place you'll want to come back to over and over again. So what'd you think?
Yep, this is beautiful. Like, this is everything that is on the pictures, on the internet, on the YouTube channels, all the things that we follow, and the blue waters are just this blue that you only see in movies, the whitewashed buildings, the quaintness of this town is just so beautiful. The people are so nice. Everybody's just like so close-knit community. We already made best friends over there at the one of the restaurants, and they want to adopt our kids. And so Altea has been really nice, and it's just everything that I was hoping for.
Really, I mean, and the images in this video are, I'm sure you guys will like them, they're awesome, but it doesn't do it justice. Any video that you see, any video that you see on YouTube or images online, you have to come view personally, firsthand, because it's just amazing, amazing spot. I mean, much more than I hoped for, much more than I imagined.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to leave because it's so cool, it's so beautiful, but you know, we have to go back to real life, reality. And we're really grateful. I mean, we really are grateful for living this life. Grateful for you guys, all the comments. I feel like we're forming a community just in the comment section, right? I love hearing, I love reading everybody's perspective. So thank you guys for commenting.
YouTube family.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys for commenting.
Oh, see, and
I think it's time to go.
And that's our cue.
That's our cue. All right. Until next time, guys.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.